Crypto mining can be a very expensive project, so there are things that you have to consider before plunging yourself into, the mines. And in this video, I'm gonna try to share with you what I've learned after several months of mining in 4 categories: pre-mine, coins, hardware, and installation. Timestamp is also gonna be available in case you wanna rewatch the video later down the line. But before we start, I'm gonna have to ask you to remember that this is not a financial advice. Please do your own research. I will not be held responsible for any of your loss. With that out of the way, let's get into it. Since you clicked this video, I assume that you're interested in or planning to start mining. The first question that you have to ask yourself is it a good idea for me to start mining? I put this question first because this is the most important thing that you should consider before mining. Cryptocurrency mining is much closer to investing than it is to running a business. You don't have control over the prices. If the prices plummets, you cannot just, for example, increase your marketing or lay some people off. So you have to approach it the same way as if it was an investment. Do you have enough saving to cover you in case it all fails? What's your exit plan? What's the potential of this getting big? Or what's the potential of this completely failing? What other alternative form of investment can I put my money into instead of cryptocurrency mining? I recommend you to Google investment questions to ask and answer those questions first before proceeding into mining. Because I'm pretty sure that you don't want to end up in a post like r/Wall Street Bets or r/Satoshi Street Bets. Aside from those investment questions, you also have to figure out your local regulation. Is it legal to mine at your place? How easy is it to cash out your money? How expensive is the electricity in your area? Cryptocurrency mining consumes a lot of power. So if electricity is expensive there, you could reach yourself running at a loss. So calculate your simulated hardware electricity consumption properly. Once you've done answering those questions, we can now continue to the next chapter. And that is, which coin should I mine? This is gonna be a short chapter, but you also have to put this into consideration. 2 of the most profitable coins to mine right now are Bitcoin and Ethereum. But there are plenty other profitable coins to mine right now as well. For example, Ergo, Conflux, Fyro, Raven, Decreed, and etc. Understand that some of these coins may be mineable indefinitely while others may not. And not all coins have the same profitability in mining. You can check the profitability of mining a certain coin with a certain hardware at this website, whattomine.com, by clicking these 2 buttons. If for some reason you decide to mine with shitcoins, you can also exchange them later to your preferred coins of your choosing using exchange websites like Binance or TradeOgre. What2Mine also provides a list of exchange websites that support your coin of choice. But what does this 2 button means? ASICs and GPUs? Well, that ties to the next chapter of this video, and that is the hardware. ASIC stands for Application Specific Integrated Circuit, while GPU stands for Graphic Processing Unit. Yes, that thing that you play Halo on. ASIC is expensive as consumes a ton of power, super noisy, hot, and can only be used for mining. But it is super efficient at that. Another downside of ASIC is that it is specific to a single algorithm. So let's say that you have an ASIC for SHA-256, which is the same algorithm that's used by Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is not the only coins that uses SHA-256. So the SHA-256 ASIC can also be used to mine coins using the same algorithm, like Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Peercoin, but definitely not other algorithm. You can also use your CPU for mining, but it is usually pretty slow and not that many coins use CPU for mining. While GPU is for more general use. It can mine pretty much all mineable coins, but it's much less efficient than ASICs. I'm talking about 30 times less efficient. So if a coin is already taken by ASICs, then check the website again to see if other coins are available to mine using GPU. Fortunately, not all coins are ASIC mineable. Coins with more complex algorithms such as swap or not so famous coins usually don't have ASICs yet. But that doesn't mean that all of them can be mined with whatever GPU that you have. Ethereum, for example, can only be mined with a GPU with more than 4 GB of RAM. You gotta research that one yourself by checking on reviews and forums because their performance changes over time. So which hardware should you get? Well, it depends. I'd say ASIC is good if you're only planning to mine and you're gonna stick with a single coin, while GPU is good for another thing as well, not only for mining. So the resale value of GPU is usually higher, but you'll get more coins quickly using ASICs. My tip is to make sure to keep in touch with the news of cryptocurrency, because a coin that may be profitable to mine right now may be completely unmineable in the future, as I said before. You can also simulate your income using whattomine.com by putting your chosen hardware here before buying. This is probably the greatest tool to check your ROI time. Also, check your local supplier. People living in third world countries are having a hard time getting electronics right now. So people in the first world country may actually have an edge. especially during electronic shortage that we are currently living right now. Me, I had to buy GPU at a higher price or import them from another country. But if you're really asking me which mining hardware to buy right now, well, it's a tough question. It depends on your needs and the availability in your area. This is your homework and make sure that you get an A for that. I went for GPU mining because I'm a 3D designer and I'm planning to use it for rendering as well. GPU is still pretty easy to get and sell here, while ASIC is only an object of myth in the place where I live. One thing that I can say is that if you decide to go with GPU mining route, you can always cheap out on other things like the CPU and RAM, since the PC that you're gonna build is probably gonna be mining centric. But please avoid cheap PSUs and GPU risers. You don't want to at best cause stability issues or at worst completely fry your rig. Now, if you did your homework correctly and managed to snag some ASICs or GPUs at a desirable price, all you need to do now is to install them. But before we go into the next video, please consider subscribing and dropping a like since it definitely helps me a lot. Well then, now let's continue to installation. There are 4 things that you need to check during your installation: electrical, connection, ventilation, monitoring, and underclocking. For electricals, you want to make sure that you have enough electricity to power your rigs. You also have to make sure that the wall plug can provide enough power. Make sure to get good wiring for your rigs too, because cheap wires can combust due to the amount of power flowing through them. Alright, let me just give you an example. Let's say that my place can provide 5000 watt and I have 3 rigs, each consuming around 1500 watt. I would then split the 5000 watt to 3 2000 watt power plug. The extra is for spilling. If, for example, my wall plug can only power a 1000 watt rig, then it would trip. If my house can only supply 4000 watt, then I can only run 2 rigs. Easy enough. Though I don't have a degree in electrical engineering, so please contact your local electrical guy for more info. Now, for the connection. For the best stability, use Ethernet cable connected from your router directly to your rig. If for some reason it's not possible, maybe because the distance between your router and your rig is too far, then you can use Wi-Fi. As far as I know, most ASICs doesn't have Wi-Fi though, so you need to use Ethernet if you decide to go with ASICs. Your internet doesn't have to be fast, but make sure that it is stable. It may have a pretty major effect in your income. You also need good airflow and ventilation. Those rigs are gonna be super hot. You need to have an intake and an exhaust. But if you're a small miner and you live in a colder climate, then maybe you can use your rigs as a room heater during winter. People actually do that and they're reducing their expenses. Pretty smart. While you can practically leave it on for days if your rig is stable, it's always a good idea to have some sort of monitoring system. There are different providers of mining monitoring software out there, be it from HiveOS, MinerStat, NiceHash, etc., which monitors the software side of things. If you're mining on Windows, you can use remote desktop like TeamViewer or Chrome Remote Desktop, although it's gonna be a bit of a pain to access. Just make sure to have the auto start enabled. Another thing that you could get is some sort of hardware monitoring, like this Wi-Fi smart plug, which monitors your rig power consumption right from the wall. You can also use it to immediately turn off your rigs from your phone, which is perfect if your software is suddenly bugged. For GPU miners out there, you need to underclock your GPU to prolong its lifetime. I've already created a tutorial on how to do it on my other video right here, so you can check it out. Final words now then, is cryptocurrency mining still gonna be profitable in the future? I don't know, man. Who do you think I am, a psychic? We know that Bitcoin is estimated to stay mineable until 2140, while Ethereum is gonna move to proof of stake sometime in Q2 next year. But you can still use your GPUs to mine other coins. Does that mean that GPU mining profit is going to drop? Or will another coin take the throne as the most profitable coin? I don't know. As I said, do your homework. There are already plenty of other senior miners out there who have made a much better explanation on this topic. I'll leave some of the links down in the description in case you're interested. Anyway, if you find this video informative, leave a like and subscribe. I will hopefully make more videos like this in the future. If you have any more questions, or maybe if I forgot to mention something, leave it down below. I'll try to answer them. I'll see you in the next video then. Cheers!